What's up everyone, and thank you for stopping by the channel. Today's project is this Ryobi trimmer, and the problem is that it starts and runs, but the trimmer head will not spin fast enough to cut any grass. Let's see if we can find out what's wrong with it, and hopefully we can fix it. Now in this video we try and repair this trimmer, but this fix may not be the one you need for yours. We'll explore other options later in the video. So what we know is that this trimmer was recently serviced for some heavy use at an overgrown area. When it was returned, it started fine and ran fine, but it started acting up until finally the head wouldn't spin in the tall grass. The most likely reason is that the drive shaft is broken or beginning to break. However, we need to start the trimmer and see the problem for ourselves. Well, the engine starts and idles fine, but at full throttle the engine is struggling to get to full speed. The head starts to spin but slows down quite a bit. Since it was recently serviced, I wonder if it was not heavily tested, but was only tuned in the shop and not in the field. It looks like someone's already cut across the adjustment screws with a Dremel, so we can now adjust them using a flathead screwdriver instead of a special tool. The engine idles fine, so we don't need to adjust the L screw, which is near the engine. Instead, we need to focus on the H screw, which is for full throttle adjustment. Well, it certainly seems to be running better now. What I did was I turned the H screw counterclockwise and then revved the engine to see if it got worse or if it got better. After revving the engine, it improved just a little bit, so I decided to turn the screw out just a little bit more. Even though it was running and spinning fine, I would always suggest fine-tuning the carburetor while you're actually cutting grass. Another reason why your trimmer might not be getting up to speed is that the spark arrestor screen inside the muffler is clogged up with carbon. In this case, you'll want to remove the screen and either burn it to clean it or get rid of it completely. Now, there was one other problem I had to deal with on this trimmer, and that was the return line from the carburetor is leaking at the tank. I'm going to only replace just the return line as the fuel filter line isn't leaking. If you want to replace both of them, that's up to you. To avoid leaks at the fuel tank, make sure you use the correct size fuel line and also try using high quality Tygon fuel line as well. You'll want to cut the fuel line at a very sharp angle so that the fuel line can actually enter into the hole into the fuel tank a lot easier. Also, try to use 100% gasoline or pre-mixed gas from your local hardware or big box stores. So my question is, would you try and adjust a carburetor yourself and risk making it worse or better, or would you leave it to someone who's maybe done it a few times before? I'd like to know what your thoughts are. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time. Please feel free to ask any questions, and I hope to see you in my next video.